and Dan Coates campaign, and in the back, Jackie Walorski. Jackie, I think, asked me if she could just bear witness to Christ herself. Jackie, if you'd like to, glad to have you. Dr. Dwayne Beals, oops.
Well, greetings. I just stopped by for a few minutes. I'm en route coming from a place and heading to a place, but I just wanted to share with you. I'm glad that you're here, and I'm glad that the TMAC has organized this event. But I just want to share with you, just really quickly. My husband and I were missionaries in the country of Romania for 4 years. We were there during 9/11. We went there actually to work with street kids that were living in the sewers underground that were, the result of a horrific dictator in Nicolae Ceausescu in the country of Romania. And it was while we were there in horrific conditions of a country coming out of communism, with generations of young people without problem-solving skills that were taught to them, without critical thinking type of skills that were taught to them, and watching how this country was supposed to emerge without those things being infused in them, and then watching a generation of kids that were born in the sewers below ground. They captured the imaginations of Americans by being on 20/20, 60 Minutes, and all these different places. And so our church asked my husband and I to go. We did. In order to go do that, we transitioned out what we were doing. We sold our house, we sold our cars, we sold everything we had. And we went because basically the calling of the Lord was go and do this and assist this organization that was in need. Yeah. So we sold our stuff, literally everything we had, raised the money for 2 years to go on this, this missionary venture, and actually just being obedient to the Lord. And the night before we left, the organization we were supposed to work with folded. And here we sat with absolutely nothing, he had completely left everything behind. And we're literally living in the bottom of my parents' house, just waiting for that flight the next morning. And, when that call came that they folded, my husband and I looked at each other, and, you have this sense of panic that runs through your entire spirit from the top of your head to the bottom of your feet. And Dean looked at me and said, the call wasn't from people to go help people. The call was from the Lord to go do something in a nation that desperately needs something. And he said, we still know. And I said, my answer was, I agree. And I said, and we have been planted by God and our Creator in the most blessed, prosperous country in the face of the world, which is the United States of America. And if we have to go, and if we fall flat on our face, just being obedient to what the Lord has said, we will always be able to reinvent ourselves in this country, because that's where we came from, that's what we do. And I'll tell you this, folks, when we got off the plane, it was still a very, very gray country, no color from communism. The guards at the airport were still in gray uniforms, and the machine guns they carried were dilapidated and old and beat up. And we didn't know the language when we landed there, but after we were there for a while, learned the language. Here's what the guards said when they saw us coming off the plane, because we were the tallest people in the country. The guards were like, "Oh my God, they sent the giants." But I'll tell you this, in the midst of working, literally, I'm 6 feet tall, my husband's 6'6". Those sewers were about 3, maybe 4 feet high inside, underground of those big cities of Bucharest. But let me tell you, what we heard from the voice of God that spoke to our spirits very, very deeply during those years that we were there. We were there during 9/11 when we watched our country become under attack. But what the Lord said to us was, to whom much is given, much is required. And American, I created you to be an American. I have given it all to you. And everything is required of you. And I would just encourage you guys that are in this room tonight that there is nothing that we cannot accomplish in this country or any other nation that we're sent to help. But right now we're sent to help this nation. And with the amount of the people in this room tonight, and with the word of God that says, if two of us agree upon touching any one thing, it shall be done. I am very encouraged tonight to just stand here and tell you that there is nothing impossible in this nation. And there's nothing impossible at the hand of our God, who cares about all people, but especially those to whom He's given much. So I just appreciate the chance to stand and share with you tonight, and I'm out the door running to a different direction. But thank you guys. God bless you.